Hello from New Zealand. Today I want to introduce the fast developing field of the bioarchaeology of the maternal-infant nexus, really focusing on the care of the infant and how we can draw on different theories from different subdisciplines to help contextualise this very important life stage. Similar to archaeology, the bioarchaeology of childhood is a rapid growing field. However, in bioarchaeology, there is limited investigation of the social aspects of care of infancy, which is really essential to interrogate maternal and infant health and also the health of a whole population. There is, however, some developing interest in looking at pregnancy and the maternal-infant nexus with the recognition of the importance of the developmental origins of health and disease within bioarchaeology. I would actually argue that fetal and maternal health is the most sensitive measure of population health in bioarchaeology, given the increased energy requirements of pregnancy and also the growth requirements of babies. Pregnancy can have a negative effect on the health of women and pregnant woman and the baby already compromised by malnutrition and disease, and it can also increase the susceptibility to some new diseases. We have recently presented a model for the conceptualisation of different social and health significance of care for mother and babies in bioarchaeology. This model considers several facets, drawing on multiple sources, including the bioarchaeology of emotion and grief, patterns of social inequality within populations, aspects of social identity, including gender and age, aspects of community support and alloparenting, infant feeding, maternal and infant health, and also environmental factors such as pathogen loads within different environments. However, it's interesting that there's considerably more research on pregnancy and infant care in other subdisciplines outside of bioarchaeology, such as paleoanthropology, where care and alloparenting and so forth is central to the models of the evolution of our species. Recently, we looked at how evolutionary anthropological approaches for care of infants can contribute to bioarchaeology. This paper here shows how bioarchaeology can consider human infancy through the lenses of life history theory, aspects of alloparental care, maternal energetics, neurobehavioural development of shared intentionality, and so forth. If we just look at life history theory, this is a branch of evolutionary biology that explains variation in developmental rates and mortality across the life cycle stages from gestation through to adulthood in humans. Under this theory or model, resources are limited and invested in three primary areas. These include growth, maintenance, and reproduction. And under this theory, resources allocated for one purpose cannot necessarily be used for another, thus making trade-offs inevitable. Now, during different stages, there are different demands on these resources during the life cycle. For example, in infancy, there is a lot of resources that are put into growth and development of immunity. We could better incorporate this theory, for example, with evidence for social and cultural determinants. For example, food allocation at different social stages and therefore nutrition. For example, a study that uses social life course approach to investigate childhood dietary isotopes, that is, cultural factors that could influence weaning and food allocation at different parts across the life course, could be greatly enhanced with the life history approach that takes into account the energy and therefore the food demands of these different ages. And also takes into consider other constraints on infants, including when potential pathogens are introduced, with the introduction of non-maternal food resources, for example, where it's a time of significant immune development for the infant and young child. Further work in the mother-infant nexus should really look at incorporating other theoretical directions from different fields of evolutionary biology. We can look at history, sociology, feminist and queer theory, just to name a few, to consider different ways of understanding this very important life stage. Thank you very much.